Hi there, it's Lucy Brand here and welcome to Q&A Thursday. I'm an intuitive business coach for women entrepreneurs, and today on Q&A Thursday is where I ask you a question about your business and then we coach the answers out of you, basically to find the solutions. So today, because this is going to be the last one that I do of this year before Christmas, I thought I would wear my Christmas jumper. And also, for those of you watching live, happy solstice today. In the Northern Hemisphere, it's our winter solstice, and in the southern, it's the summer. So solstice blessings, and I hope you have a lovely day. So, what is my question to you today? My question is, what affirmations do you use in your business? Okay, so what affirmations do you use in your business? Or perhaps you use questions. I use both, so I'm going to explain them both. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Sorry, Jeff is... that's my plant, Jeff. He's sticking my hair. Yeah, so I'd love to hear from you what affirmations you use in your business. But I've got a couple of tips for you today of the affirmations I use that have worked, and others that I've picked up along the way, which I just thought, oh, that was quite good. And then I've tweaked my own to kind of make them resonate more with myself. So, what I do is when I set affirmations, I tend to set them around the goals that I want to achieve. But I start off, it depends where it is, because I start off where it's something believable. Because what I find is if I'm setting a really far out there affirmation, say something that I wanted to achieve in a year, sometimes that can be too much for our subconscious. Like our subconscious will self-sabotage us because it doesn't think that it will happen, or it's like not going to be real. So I try and pick something that is tangible, and then for myself, my subconscious. And then what I do is I write out the affirmation and then I read it out loud to myself in the morning and in the evening. And I write it out as well, both in the morning and the evening. And this is if I'm really ramping up, if I really, really want to achieve something. Then I also record affirmations onto my phone, and then I listen to them while I'm cooking or while I'm taking a walk along the beach or just something like that, or sometimes fall asleep to them. And yeah, the other thing I do is if it's a really big goal that I want to manifest and really kind of, really get the whole of me on board. So I've talked before about like working with mindset, energy, and your actions and your intuition. So combining all of that, if I really want to get all of me on board, I also print them off and put them around our house. So sometimes it can be a bit embarrassing if we have people over. But and then that way I see them daily as well. So I'm hearing them, I'm seeing them, I'm writing them out. But what can sometimes happen is if we have an affirmation, so say, I don't know, say your affirmation was, the only one I can think to is one out of a book. Money flows to me in avalanches of abundance. Okay, but say if you didn't believe that affirmation at the moment, for whatever reason, then the best thing to do is then tap around on it. So do EFT, which I've explained before, or tapping, and just go around the points and just tap out anything that comes up that's contradicting that affirmation. So any feelings that you have or any thoughts that pop into your head as to why that affirmation isn't true for you, release them, acknowledge them, let them come to the surface, speak them out loud, and then release them. And then replace them with the affirmation, money flows to me in avalanches of abundance. And then I'd like to add on the end, and I choose to hold this belief now. So if it's something that I'm kind of, like, oh, wow, that's a big stretch, or that's like a big project I need to get done, then I kind of use that on the end to give it, really anchor it into myself. I choose to hold this belief now. But I've managed to get out all the stuff, all the self-sabotaging rubbish, all the stuff that was stopping me from believing that. I've managed to cleanse it out with EFT. Okay, and then so with EFT I do like a cleansing out of all the negative and all the self-sabotaging thoughts and feelings that come up, clear them out, and then do a positive round of tapping of your affirmation, choosing to hold that belief, because you're then going to hold that belief, not only you're going to shift it in your mind, but also energetically as well. So where do I get my affirmations from? This is something I was thinking about, because a lot of clients, or like a lot of people that I speak to, or that I even see, they say about their affirmations, but where do they actually get them from? So some people, just make them up. But one of the books which really was a game changer for me is The Game of Life and How to Play It. I know it's going to be backwards, sorry. By Florence Scovel Shinn. This lady is an absolute badass. She is just friggin' amazing. Like, she wrote this book way before Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And it's a really thin book, so it's really easy to read. And she was a divorced woman in the 1800s, and no one would publish her book because she was a woman, and so she published it herself. And it's just brilliant, and she takes no rubbish as well. Some of the treatments, as she calls them, in her advice, basically, is her treatments. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. She won't stand for any nonsense. But in there is just lots and lots of affirmations, basically, because that's what the book's about, the game of life and how to play it. And she talks about using affirmations to manifest your desires, or bring into reality what you want. But it is kind of quite practical as well at the same time, because it was back in the 1800s, but it's not difficult to read. It's quite an easy read. So a lot of them I got from here, and then I adapted them to my own beliefs and what was unique to my situation at the moment. But sometimes I like to, I've got a few books that sometimes in the morning, when I do my morning kind of practice, sometimes if I kind of would like something to focus on for the day, then I open one of my favourite books at a page and see what comes through. And I did that today. And it was obvious that this needed to come through today. So this, like I said, this is actually a affirmation from The Game of Life and How to Play It, Florence Scovel Shinn. And I actually used this affirmation when I needed to get a webinar done. And oh my gosh, it worked. Like, literally, I was laser focused and I finished it instantly, and it was just brilliant. Like, slides, recording, everything, scripts, everything. But it was this: "Thy will be done this day." Sounds so powerful. I used to say it to myself in the morning. Today is a day of completion. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracles shall follow miracle, and wonders shall never cease. And honestly, when you kind of say it, when you speak it out loud, it just really invokes this, like, I will get my stuff done this today. And it was honestly like I was on fire those 2 weeks that I was just trying to focus on stuff. I didn't get distracted by the usual stuff, and I was just like laser focused. It was great. So yeah, I use my affirmations for that, focusing, but also to manifest what I would like in my wheel into this world, into the reality, and to help you focus your mind and your attention and your energy on things as well. It kind of brings you back to it so that you don't get distracted by other things. And the other thing that I use is questions, which I've spoken about before. So with questions, I tend to use questions if I don't particularly want to do something and I need to get excited or get my bum in gear and get it done. So I would say something like, why am I so excited to write the slides for this webinar? Why am I so excited to do this Facebook Live? I don't know. Why do I feel so confident in delivering what I need to deliver? Why am I so successful? Why am I so grateful for that kind of thing? And particularly if you focus it on something that you don't really want to do, really changes your energy. It like totally shifts it so that you can get stuff done, basically. So, but the other time I use these questions that I ask myself is if perhaps sometimes we can't all be positive, happy, bundles of joy all the time, although I tend to be quite joyful and positive. When I do go down or do low, they can sink quite low and then back up again. My mum always used to say there's no middle ground with me. So with that in mind, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, sometimes you can feel I don't know, if I'm just in a bit of a grouch, or I'm just not just feeling a bit not blue, but just a bit like meh, especially I think I know a lot of people and clients of mine who do struggle in wintertime, including myself actually. If it's been several weeks where we've just had, particularly in the UK, and it's just been grey, it can get a bit you can just get a bit it can get a bit hard going. So that's when I'd use them as well. So if I'm feeling a bit when I woke up in the morning or something like that, then I would use them then. So why am I so excited to be alive? Why am I so grateful for my amazing bed that I sleep in? Why is today going to be brilliant? What miracles can I expect to unfold today? Who am I going to connect with today? What surprises am I going to find today? All that kind of stuff, all these kind of questions that you can ask yourself to shift how you're feeling and shift your focus onto what it is you actually want to bring into your life and bring into your business. So I think that was it. Yeah. That was it. But I would love to hear from you what affirmations you use, or even where you get your affirmations from. I mean, there's quite a lot of affirmations on Pinterest, or just even just Googling top 10 successful affirmations and things. But just I would suggest once you've found your affirmations, and tweak them to be personal to you as well, and relevant to what you want, but once you've done that, just to make sure, just to clear out any stuff which could stop you from actually truly holding this belief, truly holding this affirmation in your whole being, just do some EFT or tapping, just to clear out anything that might be secretly sabotaging you from truly believing that affirmation. Because what is it? If you believe it, you can achieve it. I think, didn't someone famous say that? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Sorry. Yeah, but I'm sure that's a really famous quote. So yeah, but the first step is believing it. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. Sorry. With the affirmations, along the lines of believing it, the mindset, but with the energy as well, you kind of have to feel it. So, you know, when you say, like I said, with that affirmation from the Game of Life and How to Play It, those words, "Thy will be done," it just feels really strong. And I kind of believe that in myself, but the energy behind it is really, really powerful. And so, and the feeling, like, and that's what you want as well with your affirmations. There's no kind of point if you're writing out your affirmations, but you're not being present and you're not feeling it. It's just like, yeah, I desire 3 new clients. Like, if you just write it, it's just not going to work. You have to really feel it, like, in your whole being. Again, you need to get your energy on board as well as your mind, to then make intuitive, inspired, aligned actions towards your goal, basically, but then nothing's kind of clouding you in the background and stopping you. Okay, so that was today's Q&A Thursday. Please send me some love if you liked it, or give me a like. I love to hear your comments. And I will take this opportunity now to wish you a very lovely Christmas and a very sparkly new year. Okay, much, much love, and I shall see you in 2018. Mwah!